Deep sea discovery. New ecosystem unearthed 30,000 feet deep. Imagine descending into the darkest, most inhospitable corners of our planet, only to discover a thriving world that defies everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. This is exactly what happened when a team of scientists, led by Meng Grandu, ventured over 30,000 feet into the Pacific Ocean's deepest trenches. What they found was nothing short of breathtaking, a unique ecosystem teeming with life that challenges our current understanding of where life can exist. But here's where it gets really interesting. This ecosystem is sustained not by sunlight, but by chemicals seeping from the seafloor, a process known as chemosynthesis. As Dominic Papineau, an exobiologist who co-wrote the study, put it, it's a totally new thing that has not been seen before. The discovery of this ecosystem, found in the Kuril-Kamchatka and Aleutian trenches between Russia and Alaska, expands our knowledge of the limits of life on Earth and raises important questions about the potential for life on other planets. But what's truly remarkable about this ecosystem is the way it's adapted to survive in one of the most extreme environments on the planet. The creatures that live here, including tubeworms, mollusks, and other organisms, have evolved to thrive in a world without sunlight, where the pressure is crushing and the temperature is near freezing. And this is the part most people miss. These organisms aren't just surviving, they're actually flourishing, thanks to a complex network of symbiotic relationships and chemical reactions that allow them to harness energy from the seafloor. For decades, scientists have studied the organisms that live around hydrothermal vents, but the creatures that live around cold seeps, where gases like methane and hydrogen sulfide ooze from the seafloor, have been largely overlooked. That's why this discovery is so significant. It opens up a whole new frontier in our understanding of life on Earth and beyond. As Lisa Levin, a professor emeritus of biological oceanography at Scripps Institution of Oceanography, noted, it alters our understanding of trench ecosystems. But here's the controversy. As countries like China and the United States seek to capitalize on the mineral wealth of the seafloor, there's a growing concern about the impact of deep-sea mining on these fragile ecosystems. And this is where it gets really contentious. Should we be prioritizing the pursuit of mineral wealth over the preservation of these unique ecosystems? It's a question that sparks heated debate, and one that we'll be exploring in more depth in the comments below. So, what do you think? Should we be prioritizing the preservation of these ecosystems, or is the pursuit of mineral wealth too important to ignore? Let us know in the comments. As we continue to explore the depths of our ocean, we're reminded that there's still so much we don't know about our planet, and that the discovery of this ecosystem is just the beginning of a new era of exploration and discovery. As Papineau noted, there is about 3,700 million years of Earth evolution between the oldest animal fossils to the oldest microbial fossils. And that raises an intriguing question. If deep extraterrestrial oceans existed for billions of years, could similar chemosynthetic-based ecosystems with animal-like creatures exist there too? The possibilities are endless, and it's up to us to continue exploring, discovering, and pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. So, join the conversation. What do you think is the most significant implication of this discovery, and where do you think it will take us next? Incredible discovery. Sea creatures thriving in deepest ocean trenches. Imagine a world so alien and unforgiving that it defies our understanding of life as we know it. Deep beneath the waves, in the darkest corners of the ocean, creatures are not only surviving, but thriving in conditions that would seem impossible for any form of life. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Scientists have discovered a vibrant community of marine life, living at unprecedented depths in the ocean's trenches. An underwater expedition led researchers to the Kuril-Kamchatka and Aleutian trenches in the northwest Pacific Ocean. using a cutting-edge submersible to explore regions previously inaccessible to human eyes. At depths exceeding 31,000 feet, almost 7 miles down, scientists found a surprising variety of tubeworms and mollusks thriving in what was once considered a barren wasteland. These deep-sea environments are characterized by immense pressure, minimal food sources, and complete darkness, making survival a monumental challenge. While it was already known that microscopic organisms could endure such conditions, the presence of larger marine life came as a revelation. Julie Huber, a deep-sea microbiologist from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, expressed her amazement. The sheer number and diversity of these creatures, living so far below the surface, is astounding. It shows us that life is much more resilient than we ever imagined. The findings, published in the prestigious journal Nature, offer new insights into how these organisms manage to exist in such extreme conditions. Unlike their counterparts in sunlit waters, which rely on photosynthesis to produce energy, deep-sea inhabitants have evolved alternative survival strategies. Many of these creatures depend on organic matter that sinks from upper layers of the ocean, serving as a crucial food source. However, some scientists believe that the microbial communities in these trenches may play an even more vital role. They hypothesize that these microorganisms process carbon that has accumulated over millennia, creating chemical compounds that seep through the ocean floor. This suggests that larger animals, such as tubeworms and certain mollusks, might subsist by feeding on these microorganisms or by utilizing the chemical byproducts they produce. This discovery not only expands our knowledge of deep-sea ecosystems, but also challenges long-held beliefs about the limits of life on Earth. As Mengren Du from the Chinese Academy of Sciences and Vladimir Mordakovich from the Russian Academy of Sciences stated, these findings open up new avenues for research into how organisms adapt to extreme environments and harness chemical energy for sustenance. And this is the part most people miss. The implications of these findings extend beyond mere scientific curiosity. Understanding how life can thrive in such harsh conditions could provide valuable insights into the search for extraterrestrial life and the development of technologies that mimic nature's resilience. So, what do you think? Could similar forms of life exist elsewhere in the universe? How might these discoveries influence our approach to exploring other planets? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Deep-sea discovery. Chemosynthetic life at the world's greatest trenches. In the vast, unexplored depths of the Earth's Haddle trenches, life thrives in ways that challenge our understanding of survival and adaptation. These extreme environments, where pressures are crushing and darkness reigns eternal, are home to chemosynthetic communities that have evolved to harness chemical energy to sustain life. This article delves into the remarkable discoveries made in the Kuril, Kamchatka, and Aleutian trenches, revealing the existence of widespread cold seep chemosynthesis-based communities that defy the odds of survival in the deepest parts of the ocean. The Kuril-Kamchatka Trench and the Aleutian Trench, formed by the tectonic interactions between the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate, are geological hotspots of seismic and volcanic activity. These trenches, stretching over 2,100 kilometers and 2,900 kilometers respectively, are characterized by depths reaching 9,578 meters and are situated in a highly productive region of the North Pacific Ocean. Previous research in these areas has focused on heterotrophic benthic fauna, but recent expeditions have uncovered evidence of chemosymbiotic taxa, indicating the potential presence of methane seeps on the trench bottom. During a 2024 research expedition aboard the RV Tansoihau, equipped with the full ocean-depth man-submersible Fendosia, scientists made groundbreaking discoveries in the Kuril-Kamchatka and Western Aleutian trenches. They encountered dense chemosynthetic communities dominated by frenulate sebaglinids at depths exceeding 9,500 meters, marking the deepest known seepage location to date. These communities were found along the boundary between the trench bottom and the basement of the accretionary prism, corresponding to geological normal faults. The discovery of these communities, which stretch over 2,500 kilometers along the trench floor, represents a significant ecological feature in these hadal environments. The species composition and structure of these chemosynthesis-based communities vary between the Kuril-Kamchatka and the Aleutian trenches. In the Kuril-Kamchatka trench, most communities are dominated by frenulate suboglenids, with a notable site, the Wintersweet Valley, inhabited by 2 species of frenulate suboglenids. These organisms were found in abundance along a substantial portion of a seep field, around 2 kilometers in length. In contrast, the chemosynthesis-based communities in the Aleutian Trench are characterized by a high abundance of vesicomiid clams and tube-dwelling polychaetes. The molecular and isotopic compositions of gases associated with these cold seeps provide evidence for a microbial origin of methane. Analysis of carbon and deuterium-stable isotopes indicates that the methane is derived from microbial carbonate reduction rather than thermogenic processes. These findings suggest that the methane present in the seep sediments is the result of microbial reduction of CO2 derived from sedimentary organic matter. The formation of hadal cold seeps differs from those found on accretionary prisms at shallower depths. Fluids associated with trench bottom seeps are sourced from trench sediments that have not been subducted, primarily consisting of biogenic methane produced through microbial carbonate reduction. These fluids migrate upwards along bending-related faults or other major fractures at the leading edge of the accretionary prisms, eventually escaping as hadal cold seeps. The implications of these discoveries are profound. The widespread occurrence of chemosynthesis-based communities suggests an underappreciated role of chemical energy in shaping the hadal ecosystem. The coexistence of chemosynthesis-based organisms with heterotrophic benthic fauna suggests that methane seep production in the trench extends its influence to the broader benthic community. These findings challenge the traditional perspective on the energy sources sustaining hadal fauna and highlight the critical need to integrate hadal processes into global carbon models. In conclusion, the flourishing chemosynthetic life at the greatest depths of hadal trenches expands our understanding of life's ability to adapt and thrive in the most extreme conditions on Earth. These discoveries not only shed light on the biogeographical distribution of chemosynthesis-based communities in the deepest parts of the world's oceans, but also reveal the potential for gas hydrate formation in the hadal zone. Further research is needed to fully comprehend the mechanisms behind the formation of methane seeps at such great depths and to assess the global inventory of methane gas hydrate resources in hadal trenches.